Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Draft of Randomness Podcast. I am your host, the DMan, and we're on episode 7 of our adventure through around 300 to 400 mystery comics. We went through DC, we're going through Marvel, we're going through an independent. We opened up 4 mystery boxes, 2 were Marvel, 1 were DC, 1 was independent labels. And I'm on an adventure to read 3 issues per episode and then report them back to you. Ooh, my voice cracked a little. I've been recording a few episodes today, trying to get some in the canister, trying to get on track with this podcast. Random tangent you don't need to know. This is all a late night episode, so we might get a little kooky. Tonight, on this episode of the Draft of Randomness Podcast, we got an issue of We Only Find Them When They're Dead from Boom Studios. Number 9. Woo-woo. We read an issue. Again, me, myself, and I, when I say we, that's what I'm referring to.
Or me, Venom.
Yes, of course. Because we are no longer the DMan.
We are Venom.
I read Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Apparently, this is the second time they teamed up. And it was number 6 of that run. So, the full title of the saga series is Batman Ninja Turtles 2. This issue that I read was 6 of 6. So I actually got a conclusion. We like conclusions. We don't like TBCs. But we got 400 mystery comics. There's going to be some TBCs that are going to be undetermined unless I go and search out the next issue online. And then there's that whole searching thing. And ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Heck, internet memes from way too long ago because I'm old. Hey. And of course, in the mystery box, we got some
Venom.
So I read some Venom. I read actually our first duplicate issue that I stumbled upon when reading these. Venom 13. Which was a pretty interesting issue. This is after the King in Black series where basically Eddie Brock becomes the king of the symbiotes. Becoming the King in Black. So let's start there. Why not? Venom 13. Spinning the dark web. So there's this whole saga that went on not too long ago with Spidey and like this whole dark web thing and like alternate universe, alternate realities. I didn't actually read any. I more or less kind of just saw the covers. I was like, oh, that kind of looks cool. And I read 1 or 2 just offshoots because there were tie-ins to other storylines that I was reading. So this one, Venom 13, Eddie Brock has now discovered that the King in Black's around him. He's in this weird planet. It's basically a planet controlled by Clintars and symbiotes, and that's what the whole planet is made of. Because symbiotes are called Clintars for those who are uneducated in the comic symbiote universe. Hi, Mom. Just playing. I know there's like 2 other people that may or may not actually be watching this on a regular basis. So hi, you other 2. Thanks for watching. Everybody else, like and subscribe for all this fun randomness. So he discovers, though, that there's these different versions of these Kings in Black. And he apparently had just learned in a previous issue, that they're all versions of Eddie Brock. So they're all versions of him at different points in time. And he inevitably basically finds out by going on this attack, trying to figure out where is he? Where's he at? How can I get out of here? He finds out he's in purgatory. And so he tries to bust out. Basically, one of the different versions of Eddie Brock kind of explains to him, there is a way out. You're a King in Black. use your power, you could go to another symbiote, another piece of Clintar, no matter how tiny it be, and teleport out of there. And so he did. And he makes it into a jar, well, flask, basically with this giant goblin creature holding him. And he has to try to bust out because it really was just a tiny scrap. I'm trying to find the picture of him in the flask, but I flipped too far ahead. There's tiny flask Venom. Check out the YouTube at the one DMan for those of you listening only. Not that anybody listens only, but hey, who knows? I gotta have confidence with this podcast. That's what I'm here for. Randomness, fun, sharing these comics with y'all. Basically, he busts out. He's like, no matter how small I am, I can still basically ruin you guys. Goes to the one dude, pops out his eyeball, and then basically goes to the other goat creature, says, I can either pop your eyeball out, or you got a growth spell around here. Bada bing, bada boom. Gets him back to big. He goes like 8.5 feet. He gives him some of his symbiote because apparently on his planet it's worth a lot of money. So he wants some of that symbiote in exchange for the growth formula, serum, whatever. And then he goes, all right, well, I guess 8 feet's fine. I don't have to be 8.5. And goes on his way. He starts flying because he's trying to basically get off the planet now. Because he's pretty badass now. He's got wings. Venom with wings. Gotta love it. The evolution of Venom has been amazing. Basically, he's battling the Goblin King. And then it ends up, the end of it, basically, he meets the Goblin Queen. He runs into basically the goblins carrying this chariot, and they start attacking him because he's flying through the sky. And so he's like, hey, you want to come out now? And what comes out is the Goblin Queen saying, actually, I've been looking for you, and we have somebody, a mutual friend who needs help. I believe they're talking about Spidey, and I think it has to deal with the whole spider web thing, or the dark web. The dark web! Sorry, that's a random reference from a podcast nobody will know. YKWD, you know what, do Robert Kelly, Dan Soder, impersonation. The dark web. Again, randomness. That was Venom. Issue 13. Legacy number 213. This is pretty much, I think, after the Donny Coates run. I was trying to find the year. This one came out. Nobody cares. I'm just kidding. 2022 is a copyright on the back, so safe to say around 2022. Let's go. With Boom Studios. We only find them when they're dead. We only find them when they're dead. This is apparently a variant cover. The Dead God variant. Pretty dope cover right there, if I do say so myself. It's like a holograph, almost Iron Man suit with dreadlocks, Predator type almost head. We can give a very rough reference, but you should get a visual if you are only listening. So this one was basically very quasi-futuristic, or very futuristic kind of issue. It was 2403, so obviously futuristic. It starts at 2403, and then it jumps ahead to 11 years in the future, so 2014. Because 2414, blah, blah. I'm going to pause for a second. All right, pause over. Thought I heard somebody about to come in the studio. But I was wrong! So, we only find them when they're dead. Very interesting title. Boom Studios. This was number 9. So this futuristic world, there's different factions. There's this god Malik, where basically these troops are following him and following his lead, and then basically defeating, I think, anybody who's against him. And we see them chasing down a couple people, and they're like, no mercy, no warning shots. One dude gets blasted through the head. They stop him dead in his tracks. It's pretty cool. It's pretty brutal. Style of art is similar to sort of like, think of iRobot, but iRobot style, but human outfits. I don't know. If doesn't make any sense, sure. Let me actually try to flip to a page that has somebody in it, so I can show the outfits here. But basically, the quasi-futuristic clothing, it's pretty cool. Pretty neat outfits. Pretty cool artwork. Very futuristic storyline. And then it ends with a betrayal. You think these two people are working together, these two women. She seems like it's a sidekick. But basically, she says, come here, look at this holodeck. There's this thing that keeps flicking on and off. But just come look a little closer. Bend down. Bend it down. Slit his throat. Basically, anything is justified under the rule of God Malik. So it was very interesting, futuristic, crazy sci-fi with this plan that's basically taking like 11 years to come to fruition. But as they say, they're trying to get vengeance for the God Malik. I think I just got that wrong. I'm terrible with names. If you haven't noticed by now, this is episode 7. I suck at names. I should write this down. But this is a rough draft. And it's random. No edits. Sometimes pauses. But hey, that's what we do. Coffee break. Because like I said, this is a late night episode, so I need some caffeine to keep on going. We had the halfway point. Shout out. I'll give you a plug. Plug my Instagram, @the1DMan. YouTube, you're already here. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, @the1DMan. Comment, share, show it to a buddy. Be like, oh, yo, check out this dude randomly ranting about comics. He's nonsense, but he's kind of funny.
Kinda.
If not for me, do it for the Venom voice.
The Venom voice. The money maker, baby. Oh, yeah. Now, let's get to that good issue.
Of the 3 that I read, well, I love you, Venom.
Yes, I know you do.
The issue that I enjoyed the most out of this batch was Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Issue number 6 of 6. So it was a conclusion episode. First of all, the cover that I got is this Eastman variant with basically all the characters on it. We got Batman, we got Bane, we got Donatello, we got Bebop and Rocksteady, Splinter, Casey Jones, we got them all. And so with this issue, the main villain is Bane. He's taking over people, he's got a whole army, he's taking over Shredder's Foot Clan for his own, and using this poison, he's basically enhanced all their strength, made them much more difficult to handle. I'm not sure, obviously, the backstory. This is issue 6. I haven't read 1 through 5. We dealing with a box of randomness. So, on assumption, though, from basically the very end, it seems like this is partially Donatello's fault. He maybe opened some rift that basically joined the Turtles world, New York City, and got them with this portal. Not exactly sure. They don't fully explain in this because this is the climax. This is the conclusion issue. What we do get, though, is some epic battles. So we got Batman, Shredder, and Splinter teamed up, battling Bane. Donatello's running around, injecting fools with his anti-poison. He basically did a Trojan horse. He took the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles blimp and crashed it into Bane's lair, which was the Statue of Liberty, which Bane had painted with his face. So, basically thinking that the other turtles and stuff were in that blimp, he diverted basically most of his troops to go attack the blimp. Donatello bails on his little scooter. Not scooter, but he detaches from the main blimp and goes around. The main blimp, full of anti-poison, blows up. A la almost Joker, Batman, Michael Keaton style. Spreads the gas everywhere. Starts basically depowering everybody. Donatello's like, hurry up quick though. You only got 2 minutes. Because in another band, we got Batman, we got Robin, you got the whole crew, Casey Jones, all the turtles, everybody but Donatello, obviously. And they ready to go. So they smash through a wall, hit the van into the lair, start battling. Start taking down everybody. Bebop Rocksteady, fighting all them. And Batman, Shredder, Splinter go after Bane. And just this epic showdown. And inevitably, they also interact. All of them basically attack Bane at once and take him down. Inject him with a bunch of the anti-poison. Basically 2,000 cc's of tranquilizer enough to take down an elephant. And he goes down. At first he's like, ha, this isn't going to stop me. This was... and then he goes down. Donatello's like, yeah, how you like that? Batman takes Bane back to his universe. Donatello's like, dude, I'm sorry. You know, all that jazz. For all the chaos. But it was a very cool episode. I mean, very cool issue. I told this from like episode 2 that I was going to flip between saying issue and episode 1 because I think of TV series. Also, I just saw this epic movie. Even though it was a movie, seemed like it should have been episodes. Oh gosh, I can't even remember where it was going. So, for our 3 random comics, we got Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, issue number 6. We got from Boom Studios, We Only Find Them When They're Dead, issue number 9.
And Venom 13.
Where we now know there are 5 Eddie Brocks at different stages of their King in Black. They're all Kings in Blacks. They're at different stages of their story, saga. Some get to the point where they're so twisted and demented that they actually kill their own son. After that, they lose their sense of humor, or actually become too humorous. And then the next evolution was that he lost his humor and just followed around the final evolution, which was this is kind of this God version, this evil God version, though, of Venom. That was Venom 13. So I'd like to talk about some bonus comics. This one I'll make it quick. Like I said, it's a late night episode. That steam is going boom, 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 boom. I'm trying to beat her out. That's why I got caffeine. Always on the ready. But I won't go into too in-depth about this one. But this is really cool. I read it as a trade paperback. It came out as individual issues as well. But this is Spider-Man life story with Chip Zdarsky and Mark Bagley doing the artwork. But this is basically the story of Spider-Man, but told in real time. So each issue was a decade. There's 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. And Spider-Man actually aged throughout the decades. And you saw his classic stories, but retold in a slightly different way to where it fit the storyline of basically his life arc and actual age going on. I enjoyed it. I mean, obviously a Spider-Man fan, so I'm going to enjoy Spider-Man comics. But yes, Spider-Man life story was really cool. Very interesting takes on some of the stories. I recommend it. And with that, ends our journey for today. But what's our least favorite 3 initials? TBC! Until next time, this has been the Rough Draft of Randomness Podcast. And if you're down with that, we got 2 words for you. Like and subscribe!